Welcome to XXL RC. Today, my wife wanted to celebrate me hitting 900 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. But she wanted to surprise me a little bit early with my Christmas gift, so we went up to the hobby shop and she let me pick out, well, whatever I wanted, which is awesome too. So I'm going to grab this thing and take a look at what we got. The Losi Promoto MX. This thing looks awesome. I hadn't seen one of these in person until today when I saw it on the rack there, and it was the last one they had at the hobby shop, so I was like, gotta have that one. So the guy boxed it back up for me so I can get that unboxing experience, and it's this thing is awesome. I can't believe the amount of detail that they put into it. Got that real metal chain, it's got the real disc brake up front. I'm excited to get this thing open, so without further ado, let's go ahead. Got our instruction book, there's some stickers in there, pretty standard stuff. I don't see any tools, which is weird. Normally, you know, there's a little bag of tools, which I don't need, but for beginners, just note, don't see any tools in there. Maybe there's some further in the box. Nice packaging on this, super easy to get everything out. Pull the bike out first. It's a lot bigger than it looks in videos. I've seen tons of videos on this thing, but like I said earlier, hadn't really seen one in person, and it is massive. I did get the red one. I went there, I was kind of thinking maybe the blue one, but this is all they had was the red, and after seeing the red, I think this is the right choice here. Man, it is so detailed. It's almost, you know, fits right in with all my scale crawlers. Also, in the box, there's a little stand for it so that you can display it. And the guy told me you can use this to start it off, because one way you set it on there, the back tire sits on the ground, and if you turn it the other way, it sits up off the ground for display. So for now, we're going to put it in display mode. Very cool little detail there. Nice way to display it and store it when you're not using it. It just sits right on there. Oh man, that is so cool. Look at that thing. I cannot wait to take this thing out. In addition to the display stand, there is also this starting gate. You can kind of set this up wherever you're gonna start off from. The back wheel can fit in there so that it holds it up so you can take off. Spare parts. There's a foam block, maybe that's for different size batteries or something. Not really too sure. And oh, here we go. There's our tools. Looks like there's a couple wrenches. There are a couple nails. That's for that starting gate. There's, looks like maybe a wheel wrench. I don't know, this is totally different from anything else that I've ever run. First motorcycle for me. What we got here looks like some, oh, chain lube. I was thinking this was shock oil, but that makes more sense. Chain lube, that's a whole new thing. Wow, I have noticed this. This is kind of a new trend for certain manufacturers. They're actually including AA's for the transmitter, which is awesome, because it's nothing more frustrating than getting a new car and realizing, oh, I don't have any batteries for the transmitter. Then you're stealing them out of another one, or, you know, having to go back to the store. So that's awesome. You know, I mean, what does it cost them to put that in there? A couple of bucks, and it just makes the experience so much better. Last thing in the box is our transmitter. This is kind of unique to this because it has the flywheel. The steering wheel looks just like the wheel on the bike. Well, so far I'm super impressed with this thing. Just pulling it out of the box and looking at it, like, I can't believe the amount of detail that's on it. But I'm gonna go find a battery for this thing, get it charged up, and we're gonna take it out to the XXL RC Playground, have a rip, see what it's all about. See you there. Okay, we found a battery. I've actually got a few of these and they fit pretty good in there. I had to wrestle with it a little bit because the way the leads come out the top there, plus this balance lead kind of gets in the way. I think it's pretty much designed for the Spectrum batteries, but I had a bunch of these laying around. I think I got these 2 or 3 Black Fridays ago off of Amazon. They were super cheap. I don't even know if they make fluorine anymore, but they're pretty good batteries. They are a 2-cell, 5200 milliamp hour, 30C discharge, so decent battery. These ones I had put a XT60 on it, and this is supposed to have a EC5 or an IC5 plug. So I have an adapter there that goes EC5 to XT60 to the battery. It's not perfect, but it fits pretty good in there. And then there's just there's a body clip up there that holds the door shut. It was a little bit of a struggle getting that balance lead tucked up in there and getting the door shut and the pin in, but I think we're ready to go. They did warn me, you know, they know me at the hobby shop that I have a lot of cars and stuff, but they said just do a quick read through the manual because there's a little bit of a process starting this thing up. So got our transmitter, we're going to power it on, then we're going to power on the bike, which is right over here underneath his leg. I was expecting it to go in reverse. I don't know why, but that actually runs the brake in the front, which is so cool. So, okay, so now that the bike's on, transmitter's on, next thing, we have this switch right here that says flywheel. We're just going to turn that on, and you'll hear it power up. And they said let it run for about 30 seconds. Okay, well, they did tell me it would sound like a jet engine, which it does. Still got power to the wheel. I think we're ready to go. In the box, as we showed before, this is a little starting gate. And then I was joking with my wife, I'm like, oh look, they gave me nails. But that's actually for the starting gate. So you set this down. That kind of holds it stable. Just like that. That ain't going nowhere. Oh, that is weird. So I picked this thing up and like it fights you so it doesn't tip over. We're all loaded up. We're in the starting gate. Let's take off. Oh. Oh, he almost made it. Yeah, this a little bit of a learning curve with this thing. I've been kind of messing around with it, and I did find out there's 3 different driving modes too. So there's a button on the side of the remote. You can cycle through them. So there's like a wheelie mode, an on-road mode, and an off-road mode. When I first took it out, I had it on road, which I don't know what the difference is, but I switched it over to off-road. It seems a little better, but man, this you still gotta, it's way different from driving a car, that's for sure, because you gotta kind of plan out a little bit more in advance than you would with a car on where you're going and when you're going to turn, because you really gotta be careful in those turns because they'll just flip it right over. And the little gate thing, it's kind of a gimmick. I just kind of hold him, take off, he's good to go. He's got really good balance. It's just doing these turns. See down there? I took the turn a little too sharp and a little too slow. So we just ended up turning over, and now I gotta do the walk of shame to go pick him up. You hear that thing, it just kind of fights you when you're trying to stand him back up. There we go. takes a little bump. Let's see. Again, too tight and too slow. See, there we are again. So it's a bit of a learning curve, super fun, but it's just going to take a little while to get used to it and just, you know, figure out the ins and outs of this thing. Actually, I had my camera sitting up. I was just messing around. I was coming pretty good down this lane, right into the camera. This thing took a tumble. Let's spray some dirt, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Don't hit the rocks. Uh-oh, I think my battery's dead. Oh yeah, that wheel speed is definitely down. Well, I guess we'll go grab another battery, because I do want to do some jumps with this thing too. I just had to take some time to figure out how to drive it. It's a little bit different. Fresh battery, locked in the gate. Transmitter on. Bike on. Flywheel on. Oh no! That was awesome. Alright, so let's get our guy set up here. I wasn't ready for that. It does a really good jump. So, I think we'll get our gate set up down there. And I'll get down here so I can see the jump, because it's pretty awesome. Let's see how we do. Totally missed the jump. Round 2. Oh, right into the rock. Alright, well, that was another battery pack. The second battery pack wasn't fully charged, so I got almost two packs through this thing. And man, it is a lot of fun, but like I said earlier, it's a big learning curve on how to drive this thing and not wreck it all the time. But with that being said, I mean, I flipped this thing, I cartwheeled it, I did all kinds of stuff. The only thing that really got scraped up is this part back here, which this flap just kind of flips up when you do a wheelie. Sticker's peeling off a little bit, but overall, I mean, we didn't break the driver, which I was worried about that, but he's kind of rubber up here, so he's a little flexible, but this thing is super solid. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Like I said earlier, I just hit 900 subs. I was hoping to get 1,000 by my 2-year mark, but that's at the end of this year, December 31st. So I don't think that's going to happen, but it's coming soon. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.